too?
No, I was in Serbia last year.
A little different.
Yeah, a lot different.
So this is the first time you've ever been here for the tournament?
Yes.
Never.
Yeah, Vegas.
What's it like for you? Because we did it last year for the first time. I had always been at games, and I was like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna like it. It's
incredible. Like, I'm personally I love watching everything more on TV than I like being live. For Wisconsin, I'd go, but Denver was not too far from here, but had this weekend come up.
Out.
So yeah. I just think it's better. It's great to be here. Like, you can sit in one of the sports books, you can go to one of these restaurants, and they literally have everything on the TV. You can watch any game you want because, like, everyone cheers so hard for their brackets. Like, I never understood that, but I get it. I get it. But like, now with like the gambling and everything, everyone just wants to sit there and gamble on every game. Like, my buddies are doing research on teams I've watched 0 seconds of in the last.
Well, you don't watch. Let's be honest. You've told me this because I've said you've an open invite whenever you retire to join the field of 68, and you said to me, like, I just don't watch that much.
I don't watch enough.
Right?
I watch Wisconsin. Yeah. Outside of like Big Ten games that are on, I don't really watch that much college basketball.
Do you watch a lot of NBA or not even anymore?
I watch a decent amount of NBA, mainly because I played with a lot of guys still. I like watching them play. I'm a loyalist. I still like to think that I can get back there at some point. That's been like my mission ever since I got hurt, was to get back. So I kind of watch a lot because it's still like, you want to see like trends and what people are doing and watch people play. College basketball, I'm removed. But this year has been great. Like, this Wisconsin's good. This Wisconsin team has been so much fun to watch. Like, I've watched most of their games this year. I actually got to go to one this year too, early in the season when they played Arizona at home. So it's just been.
So what do you think?
It's been great to follow and see like how they were not supposed to be that good before the season, and then from pretty early on, you start to see like this is actually like a really good team, and it feels like almost reminiscent of our junior year when we had a bunch of seniors graduate, and people were like kind of questioning if we were going to be good or not, and we started that season 16-0 and made a Final Four run. Yeah, and I feel like they have the opportunity to do the same thing. So
you came out of nowhere that year. Let's be honest.
To some.
To most.
Yeah. I surprised myself that year.
Right? You did. Yeah. What did you average the year before?
2, maybe 1.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody knew who you were.
I told you, I've said this before, I called myself the human water break. I'd go in right before the media timeouts. I'd give Jared Berger an arrest right before the media timeouts. But, my sophomore year, like freshman to sophomore year, I felt like I made a huge jump. Like, just physically, basketball-wise, I feel like I was more ready to compete. I started playing a little bit more in the beginning of the season, and I still wasn't there yet. I had some really good games that year. I remember my sophomore year, I had like 19 or 20 at Illinois, and we won on the road. There was another game in the Big Ten where I feel I had like 8 or 9 points, but we played Michigan, I think, in the Big Ten tournament when I used to love when Jared got in foul trouble because then I knew I would play more. And I hate to say that out loud, but I used to he got 2 fouls. I'd be looking down the end of the bench like, put me in, coach. But I was always prepared for it. So like I knew sophomore going into junior year that it was going to be my turn. So we went on our very, very far foreign trip to lovely Toronto and just played well there, and it's just confidence. So for me, I felt like it was like it was coming, but to everyone else, it was like the biggest surprise in the world.
Didn't you have, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I feel like in the second game of the season or something like that, you had 45, and everyone was kind of like, okay, who's Frank? Who?
Yeah,
who's this guy?
It was like our 3rd or 4th game. I had 43 against North Dakota at home.
Yes, that's.
And I think I was averaging like 5 points a game before that. But and it was, I think it was the first couple games of that season. It was a lot of new rules for people, and I think everyone was trying to figure it out. And I think once we kind of like got it, that's when we really took off.
Yeah.
It's like everyone kind of just, and that's what I see with this Wisconsin team. Everyone just falls into their role. And they know Tanjay and Blackwell are the two guys that are kind of running the show. And everyone else just plays their role at a really high level. And that's kind of how it was. Like, me and Sam were kind of the guys that were probably going to get the most shots every game. But then, my junior year, we had Ben. If you left him open, he was knocking out threes. Josh always guarded the other team's best player. Trey really ran the point and ran our team. And Nigel came off the bench that year and was big for both me and Sam because he kind of backed both of us up. And all three of us could play with each other.
Frank, you old enough to remember this as well, too, so I don't feel like the old guy. But just talk a little bit, because I know you say you still follow Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
Just talk about how the style of play has changed from, even when you guys were there. And I know it started to turn over a little bit because obviously you guys had a hell of a team and made some great runs, so I was still paying attention then. And, started to turn over a little bit. But even from the time when I was there, it was the old school swing with Bo. And, man, it's really come a long way. And it looks like a lot more fun system just to play in for guys. It is.
They definitely play a lot faster than we did. And some of the shots they take, I wish I could have gotten away with.
You could have gotten some of that, right?
Bo would have pulled your ass.
Bo definitely wanted to play a slower pace, and that was the way it was his formula. That's how he won. That's how he knew he could win games, was slowing down the pace and working for the best shot every time. But I think my senior year, he kind of let us. I think we still played slow by tempo standards.
Yep.
But he was much more comfortable with us taking harder shots, I would say, because he knew we were good enough to make them.
Absolutely.
He was comfortable with what we were doing. I think there was one time my senior year, he got really frustrated. It was right before we played Michigan State at home. We had lost, I think. And he wanted to go back to playing more swing offense, moving the ball around more. And I had missed that practice. I had a funeral back home that I had to go to. And I came back the next practice, and I just looked at him. I was like, we're not doing that. And the next game, Sam remembers this too. It's just I was like, we're not going back to that. And
What did he say?
I think I had 31 against Michigan State at home to clinch the Big Ten championship. And it was just from that point on, the rest of the season, he just kind of let us, when tournament time came, he just let us kind of do what we wanted. Because that was the thing with him. He kind of ran it in a sense, he was a general in the military, and what he said was what was going to happen. But I think he started to realize he had something really special. It was the first time he started opening up personally to guys too. We'd go to his house, we were doing media interviews with him, do things away from basketball because we had so much attention and coverage. And he knew that we would joke around and have our fun, but then when it came to the court, we were locked in and taking it serious.
One of the things I remember from that run is how much Goodman stalked you and Sam.
Oh yeah, it is weird.
It was weird. He just show up didn't he play FIFA with you guys?
He tried.
No, remember
he got smoked.
Yeah.
And then he put out a bunch of fake. He listened to my college roommate Jordan Smith put out a bunch of fake news that I was number 2 in the power rankings on the FIFA rankings on our team. Wasn't even close. I was easy number 1.
You were overrated.
I was not overrated. He got to the point where he loved putting out negative press about me.
I will say this. They were as fun a team and a group to be around as any that I've ever covered, ever. His personality, Sam's personality, the way you guys interacted with one another was just something you can't really replicate. And I don't know how long it took to get there. Nigel's personality. I mean, Josh.
We had a lot of big personalities.
A lot of big personalities. Yeah. And again, like you said, Bo finally got worn down to the fact of I can't control this dude.
Yeah. I knew it was over when Nigel got away with calling him Pops on a daily basis.
Well, I think you probably set the tone, and then other guys knew they could push the envelope too with him.
I mean, it was all of us. We had such an unserious group of guys that.
So that's like Auburn now, Frank.